Well, as I told in the previous video, what is database and what is RDMBS and what is SQL. So I'm going to the practical now, practical part. How does we create a database? How does we use a database? How does we create a tables in a database? And how to retrieve data, how to present data to anyone, and all type of functions like how to insert a value, so how to insert a data into the tables. So I'm gonna show you practically how SQL queries are being made, means how the queries are being executed. uh, for this, I'm using a Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. It's an open-based software where you can download and you can install. Installation process will take at least 30 minutes. If yeah, it's about 30 minutes. It's quite fast and it's very cheaper, and it's a free of cost. First of all, sorry, pardon for this. So okay, let us go into the matter. So first thing, when you want to create is database. So how to do it? See, this is a statement. We have defined in data different definition language DDL. So where we says that create database. This part, create database. See, this is a name. Just forget it. This is a name. Just I'm giving sample data. I'm giving a database name as sample data. So sample is also a you know query, or maybe a operation in this SQL. So that's why it's showing in a blue color. So ignore it. So coming to create database, when I select this one and execute here, see this, or else you can press F5 button to execute. So I'm pressing F5 button now. Incorrect syntax. So let us try this way. So okay, even this is also giving an incorrect syntax. So okay, I will go for only data. Don't use sample data. I'm just going to use only data. See, my query is executing here in the below left hand corner. You can see that here query executed successfully, and you can see how many rows are there here and everything. So yeah, let's go. Now see, we created a database now. So the next thing is we need to create a tables. But before that, there's one important thing we need to do. See, there are lots of database in a particular server or particular company. So we have to tell this language, I mean SQL server, to use certain data for now. So for that, we have a operation called use. So now we are saying use data. See, you can see here command completed successfully, query executed successfully. So now we whatever we do, whatever we create tables, whatever we delete, whatever we manipulate will be in this database called data. My database name is data, in which I'm using to create tables. So now we create database and we also given to use this database now. So it's an empty database now. There's no tables in it. As I told, database only contains tables. Every database, not every database, sorry. See, two types of database. Relational database models all will be in the tables format. All data will be contained in table formats. Non-database, non-RDMBS will be in other formats. So most of the companies, most of the servers use relational database model only. Most of the server, 90% of the whatever the applications we are still using are RDMS. See, we all collect data and of things. So let us go into the pictures now. So now we create database. We use database. Whatever the tables, whatever we're doing, yeah. Now we need to create a table. See this? This is an operator called create a table. Create table, and I'm giving a table name as we have given database name as data. Likewise, we need to give a name for table also in the database. So I'm giving user details. Sorry for the, just give a minute. Yeah. So see, I'm using created tables, user details. So let me go through this table. What is a table first of all? See, generally table means once if you see any Excel sheet, you will have tables, right? Not of tables, rows and columns. Likewise, database also contains rows and columns, but columns we call it as a fields. Field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4. Whereas rows will be calling as the same as rows. So now here the creating table means we are creating the fields. We are creating five fields, one field name. In a layman language, we are creating a columns only. Don't be confused with these terms. See, theoretically, it will be called as fields, whereas in when you're executing queries, when you're manipulating, when you're deleting, you will be calling it as a columns only. There is no need to confuse. We call it as a columns or fields, whatever is okay. So now getting into it. First column name we are using user ID. User ID is a column name. Column name, and this int, what is it? If you put the cursor on here, we can see data type int. What do you mean by that? Means we are giving we are creating that column. It should be an integer only. Did you get that point? Yeah. See, whatever the data we are inserting in the column, it should be in numbers only. No characters other than numbers. No, I mean, no special characters, no words, nothing. It should be in only numbers. So that's why we will call it as int when you're entering, when you're specifying, or you can call it as a condition also. We are giving a database that whatever the data was entering in this column one, what you call user ID column, it should be in a numbers. So you can it as a predefined condition also. So, and again, see this not null. What do you mean by null? Null means nothing. It's an empty. So, so when you remove this means we are giving an instruction that column can be a null value also. In this user ID column, it can be a null value also. But when you're typing not null means it's a mandatory column to be filled. Whenever you are entering a data, whenever you're entering a data, you need to fill these columns. First of all, these five columns. So the first column, user ID, it should not be a leave it as empty. It's a mandatory. Whenever we say whenever we say it's a not null, it's a mandatory. So if you want to, if you want to add comments like any other language, you will have a, like Python, we will have a hashtag and comments. So likewise, in SQL, we also can give comments like double dash after comma we need to give. double dash, whenever it's a not null, it's mandatory. Uh, so when we give it as a null, it can be leave it as empty. But when you're giving it as a not null, it's a mandatory column. Observe it. Okay. First, the first column is finished. Now we will go to the second column, username. Username. You can see this. See this. I'm giving a when I put a cursor here, it's showing as a data type varchar. What is meant by varchar? Varchar is a short form for variable characters. What do you mean by variable characters? See, what is a character first of all? Characters contain numbers, digits, words, whatever maybe, whatever. So, character and variable. What is a variable? Variable means changing characters. Whenever data is changing, will be predefined. I said that we are giving a database or a table that you need to take this. If you type here only the characters, that means these characters are not changing. How long the database may be, they should be these characters only. When you're predefining database or predefining table, a certain table, that you need to take only variable characters. That means you can change your this username. Maybe username may be changed. Maybe for example, uh, username may be Raju 50. Now the username may be changed to Raju 51. So it needs to be changed, right? Whenever you give a character, it cannot change. What you need to do, you need to delete that row and you have to reinsert again. So to eliminate the process, we are giving it as a varchar, means you can change the characters. Understand? Yeah. Then again, so what do you mean by brackets? There is some brackets and mentioned as a 255. What do you mean by that? You can ask me. So that is, you can mention up to only 255 characters. Whatever may be words, whatever may be numbers, whatever may be special characters, you can mention only up to 255. Understand? And again, the next column, the third column, first name varchar 50 means up to 50 only, last name varchar up to 50 only. So gender varchar up to 50. Now you can understand, right? Character. You can give it character also if you don't want to change gender, male or female, right? So see now, see, we can give it as a character also. There's no problem in it, no harm. But when you have an idea that it might be change, it might be going to change in future when you're using database column, the column data may change, not only male, female or others, that may be other one also. So you need to put as a varchar, or else you can go with a character. It's fine. Character means the data in this column is not changing. Varchar means variable characters. It will change. So now let us go ahead and create table in the database. See, you can see that commands completed successfully. So let me show you how does our table look like. See friends, here you can see user ID column 1. You can see this user ID column 1, username second column, first name third column, fourth column is last name, and the last column is gender. Got it right. So now let me remind you once again. Let me recap to be precise. Create a table. Database is created. In the database, we're saying use this data, means the server may contain different types of databases. different types of database names. So in that we are giving our language, I mean structured code SQL, to use data, this data database for creating now. So then again, we create a table called user details. See, in the particular data database, there may be several n number of tables. We can create n number of tables and we can link each other table to negotiate the data. So now we created one table. Okay, in that one table, we have five columns. What is integer? Int. It's an integer column. Only numbers. What is a varchar? Variable characters. Characters may change. Whatever words, numbers, special characters, whatever may be. So, what is a null? You can leave it as empty. What is a not null? It's a mandatory. You need to fill it. Understand? So, see, you have to open this parenthesis and you have to close. Be sure that if parenthesis is not there, query will not be executed. Create table, user details, parenthesis open, parenthesis close. And for every column, how does it know? How does the language know the column name ends or the column query ends here by this comma? You can see here, right? This comma says that this is another different column. It's not the same column. You got it right? So that's it. Or if you again want to create the table, it throws an error. See here, there is already an object named user details in database. Got it? So I'll to show you how many columns is there. So this now one more thing. So I'm going straight forward. Sorry for this, but see, I'm not inserting any data. But if you say this drop table, you say it's quite early to explain this, but try to use with it. Like I mean, you'll be you need to know this also before. It's a quite early, but yeah. See this drop table. What do you mean by drop table? Drop table is nothing but deleting a table from a database. So when I click on here, command successfully executed. That means there is no table in this database. There is no user details table. You want to see? See this? Invalid object name. Sorry. I forgot to tell you what does this mean. Select star from, right? So see this part is creating database, creating tables, and creating data, creating columns, creating table. I said right, data definition language. Insert, create, design. This will come under this one. This one is extracting data. See what are the data we are extracting it. We are pulling the data from the table. This is the table name, right? User details which we created. Fine. We are pulling this data from the table. Select. This is basic syntax for SQL. Do you understand? Right? Select star from user details. Star means all. Sorry. Star says column. All columns in this data. So now again we are creating table as we hit the drop. See, command successfully executed. A table is created. You can see now again table will be coming. Got it right? Yeah. Just put it aside. This drop table. I will be again coming to this. Now you created table. You created columns. Now the second thing is insert data. How to insert data? Just use this operator insert. Use this command maybe. insert. You need to specify that insert table name values. Do you understand? Insert table name values. Why now? You may be wondering why into is not told. So into is an optional. You can put or you cannot. You can ignore it simply. It's not a serious issue in it. If you even if you haven't put into also, it will show you. It will show data. There is no what do you call it? There is no constraint that you need to put into it. There is no specificality that you need to put into. So this is just an operator which comes with it. So insert user details values. So now let's see this. So I'm giving user ID integer 1, right? The second thing you need to notice whenever you're inserting a characters, I mean the words or the special characters, you need to use this. Sorry for that, just give a minute. Yeah, whenever you are using characters, you need to put this hyphens, single hyphens, row 3. If you haven't put this one, see incorrect syntax and closed quotation marks after the character or string. It says that unclosed quotation marks. So we need to put quotation mark for every character string. Listen. So this is a character, so we're putting this is the first name and this is the last name. Should be only 15 and gender it's a 10 characters and it should be a female. So this one row affected. Now let's go and see how does our table look like. See the extracted table look like user ID 1, username, first name, last name, gender, female. Whatever. So going to the next thing, go. What is meant by go? Now let me put this. There is a concept called batches in this SQL. What is meant by batch? See, when you're writing a email or when you're writing a novel, when you're writing something, you'll be dividing your phrases into paragraphs, right? You'll not be including everything in one thing, and you'll be putting it clumsy, ambiguity, or ambiguous. So, so that's the same thing applies to this also. See, now it's a small data, but there may be huge data, huge. You cannot even imagine. So for entering it, they need to have some breakdowns. So right. So that's why this is called one batch and this is called another batch. So even you can execute like this also. See this after close parenthesis, comma, and again the third row will be starting. Fourth row, fifth row, sixth row. So fifth row is here, fifth row, sixth row, seventh row, eighth row, ninth row, 10th, 11th, like this. You can go on. There's no need to have to insert values for every row. You need to put this insert into user details. There is nothing type of thing. You can go it, or else you can go like that also. There is no constraint on this. As you wish. If you want to spend more time on inserting values, yeah, you can go with insert into user details and values. If you are a time killer, yeah, if you're using time properly, so you can go with user into details and you can give entire data. Just put it to just go. Go. So why go is like I said, full stop is used to differentiate paragraphs. Likewise, the batches means this whole set is a batch and this is a batch. So this is differentiating between two batches. It's an optional. If you even put also, it doesn't affect anything. Do you want to see this? So now I have put the column, but before that I need to drop the table because it will not take the values because it's already there. Tables has been already entered. So that's why I'm dropping the table and I mean recreating the table. See this? Sorry for that. Here, select details. Okay, see this? So see this particular row has been executed once. You see, one row affected, and the second row, I mean 10 columns which are there, 10 rows which are there, has been executed secondly. This means a batch. This shows as a batch. So that's it. So now we know how to create a database, how to create a tables, and how to insert data into your tables. Got it? And one thing you know, how to retrieve the data. See, this is the data we entered, the data created. Got it? See, there is a null value in the last name column in the 11th. So let's go. Let's step into the topic. So we created. Now the thing is, I need to update something. I maybe data changed for every second, every minute, what or not. So I need to update some data here. So what I need to use is an operator called update. Update table name set. Set is a specifies which column and values that should be updated in a table. This is particularly used for update functions. So set means I'm setting last column is equal to not last name or no last name for this particular column. So these are characters. So that's why I'm putting in a quotation marks. You can see set last name is equal to no last name where last name is null. See this 11th row here. See this is a okay, fifth thing is last name. Sorry, fourth thing is last name. So that thing is null. There is no last name for this Anita. So when the last name is null, I'm saying to this language database that put it as a no last name. And using these are the statements. Don't be confused. This is a column name. This is a statement which I need to update. This is column name where null is there. And this where set or operators. And user details of the table. Update user details table. Set column name. Set column name. No last name where last name is a null. Where last name is a null, I am giving an indication to the table to the line where update it as a no last name. So when you see it, it shows that one row affected. Let's go ahead and look into the data. How does it look? See this? You can see this, right? No last name. It shows no last name. It's an updated. So now I want to delete that. I want to delete that and delete that no last name because it looks, some clumsy. It's like odd in this list. No last name. So I don't require this row. So what I'm doing is delete user details where last name is equal to sorry no last name. So when you give this indication, I'm deleting that entire row. keeping it as a, if you want to keep it as a null, you again says that you can update set last null where last name is equal to no last name. So now I don't want the entire row, so that's why I'm deleting that row by giving this. Now let us see how does our data table look like. See this, there is no row, it was deleted. So now one more thing. In the same way, I need to delete this user ID too. User ID, can you see this? Mike is no longer part of our organization, or is no longer data is required for us. No longer we are monitoring whatever may be issues. So we need to delete that. There is no longer required for this row. So I'm saying that delete user details, one row affected. Let us go and see how does it look like. Yeah, see this no, this data is gone. See, user ID 2 is gone. Understand? Delete table name where column name is equal to specify the specific condition which you are looking for, the same way. So when you say this delete user details means it deletes entire table. You want to see? So this delete entire table. 9 rows affected. There's nothing. All rows are deleted. Again I need to insert data. But not an issue. Yet data is there. We have a data. So again same functions we are executing. So do you understand right now? Delete user tables if you does not specify any conditions after this it will delete entire rows. If you specify any condition where last name is equal to no last name then it deletes the column name which is showing it as a no last name. When you specify user ID is equal to 2 it deletes when the user ID is 2. So let us step into other one, altered table. What you can call it as update also. So altered table. What do you mean alter? Altering, manipulating data, whatever. So I need to add a column because I need to know this occupation of these individuals who are there here, David, Rogers. Or I need to know their occupation also. On certain given day the manager told me to we need to know their occupation also, so that's why I need to alter the table. I'm making the structural changes for the table. Visualize table in your minds. See, as you see here this table, right? Visualize it, just visualize and create a query. It will be so much of fun. Do you understand? So I'm altering table. So you need to mention your altering table or column or whatever. So there will be only two, altering table or column. So I'm saying that altering table. So in default, if you're mentioning table means it will be alter table or alter column. So alter table, table name, whatever the table you're altering. I'm adding this occupation and I'm giving it as a varchar. You know what is varchar means, right? Yeah. So when I say see command 6 will execute it. Now go and look at the table. How does it looks? See this? There's a new column here. See null values. There's nothing in this. So it shows language does fill its default. If it is a null, it shows null. If not null, it's not null. And now I got an occupation characters greater than 30. So what I need to do? No need to delete the column and reinsert it as a varchar 30. Just say alter table, user details, alter column. I'm saying this column, alter this column, occupation, column name. See this two are this is a table name, this is a column name. Alter table, table name, alter column, column name, varchar. I'm altering from 30 varchar to 31. Understand? You will not see any structural changes in it, but in the back end, it will be showing the same. The table will be the same, but if you enter a data, it throws an error if more than 30. If you enter the data here when you are executing this query, varchar 31, it will show you throw an error. So when you enter it now, enter it 31 characters. Now don't throw because you already altered, you already predefined your table that this column should means it can contain up to 31 characters. Understand? It can be leave as a null. It can be contain 31 characters. So next thing, the other day manager came and told me, so no need of any occupation column. It's a headache of job. Now we cannot get those all the data. So just no need to include this occupation column in data. So again, I can say it as there is a two options. You can delete where so think it. You can delete where occupation is equal to null because all is null. You can delete it, or you can go it and alter table name drop. What do you mean by drop? Opposite to add. See, you should not use delete here. It's an opposite to drop. So you're dropping the column occupation. When you say this command, it's executed. If you see this now, see this, there's no that column, it's gone. So this is the basics, friends. So now you know how to create a database, how to create a table, how to extract data from tables, how to drop a table. Understand, right? This entire table will be gone if you put a drop of table. How to insert data into a table. You know what is batches now. So how to insert a characters, should be using this question mark, and after every data point you're making, after every row you're making a comma here, and after every column is the data you need to enter like this column is user id, column user type, comma user first name last name, comma. You know how to update the column. What is, you know what is null, what is not null, uh, is I will be talking in the next video. You know how to delete certain rows by using this where statement, by specifying predefined conditions, by specifying what the row you want to delete. You understand? You can delete entire rows. You can alter. You can add a column. You can alter a column. You can drop a column. So with this, friends, I'm closing this now, and again we'll meet in the basics 2 part. So these are the basics for now. Just give me comments if you have any doubts.